Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shanice and welcome back to Simply Niqua. So for this week's nail tutorial, I really wanted to do something different, something bold and something bright with a lot of colors. So I was thinking to do like a pop art comic book strip type of style of nail design with some graffiti text. So I'm going to combine all three of them into one nail art design set. So if you want to see what I do and see how I do it and see how to do it, go and sit back, relax, and before I continue doing what I'm doing, you continue watching, go down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that great notification bell, don't forget that, and let's get started with this video. So this is probably going to be a long one. It's going to have a lot of components in each individual nail. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So for the base color, I have 5 different base colors for each fingernail. On the index finger, I use LA Colors Color Last, Infinity, one of those two. I used that on the index finger. On the middle finger, I use LA Colors Color Last Energy, which is green. The wedding finger, I used Salon Perfect Orange County Cruisin. On the pinky, I used Broadway Nails Banana Smoothie. On the thumb, I used Sally Hansen's INSTA-DRI Champagne Supernova, I think it's what it's called, and I used that. And each nail will get 2 coats of its individual color. Next up, I wanted to do the easiest to the hardest to my point of view. So I'm going to start with the middle finger and the pinky, which they're the easiest of the two. So I went and I'm going to want to block out some shapes for these 2 nails. To block out these shapes, I use LA Colors Color CRAZE energy source. I started with the middle finger and I did these 2 kind of like I don't know how to call them, these zigzaggy block shapes on the middle finger, and then on the pinky I did these dripping pink drips design on that on top of with the white. I laid down the white so the colors that I'm going to put on top will be more opaque and solid on top of those colors that I laid down as the base. I want you to know that you are the love of my life. The love of my life. You never leave when the song is over. So once I laid down the shapes for the middle finger and pinky, and then I went ahead and colored them in. I started with the middle finger again and laid down some yellow in those 2 shapes, and I use Broadway Nails Banana Smoothie. Then I use KOKIE Professional's Blue Atlantis At Last, and I use that for the perimeter of the shape around the yellow. Old walls that I built for you just to dig me out with silver spoons. No, I didn't see it coming. Oh. On the pinky as well, I wanted to add some dots on the surface of the yellow, so I use LA Colors Color CRAZE Absolute Pink, and I dotted in some dots with that pink on top of the yellow on the pinky. I also use that same pink to dot in some dots on the middle finger on top of the green as well. For the pinky, I filled in those paint drips with a lighter pink, and I used LA Colors Color Last Never Ending, and I filled that in. Then I took LA Colors Color Craze Circuits Black and outlined all the shapes to make it more pop art and comic book-y look, and on both of those two nails. So once I was done with the middle finger and pinky, I decided to go ahead and do the index finger and the wedding finger. So for these, I want to start it out with the white to block out some shapes like I did with the middle finger and the pinky. So I used LA Colors Color Craze Energy Source to block out some shapes. It's like a cloudy shape on the wedding finger, and this like zigzaggy shape kind of like I did on the wedding finger on the index finger though. Once those shapes are done, I wanted to do the inevitable of the worst thing ever that I'm not really good at is the letters, and this kind of graffiti type of font. I tried my hardest. I put like the base color for the letters. So for the index finger, it's going to say pop, and I used LA Colors Color Last Never Ending for that. And then on the wedding finger, I wanted to say boom, and I used LA Colors Color Craze Circuits Black for that. Silver spoons, no, I didn't see it coming. And then while the letters are drying, I decided to do like the outline color of the different shapes. So on the index finger, I used Salon Perfect Orange County Cruisin and aligned the perimeter of the shape with that orange. And then on the wedding finger, I used Salon Perfect Mood Ring Purple and around that. Then I used LA Colors Color Craze Energy Source White to make the letters look more like letters. Then I used LA Colors Color Last Circuits Black to outline everything again, the shapes and even the letters. So at the end part of the index finger is going to be a strip of the yellow, which is Broadway Nails Banana Smoothie. And then I used right under that the LA Colors Color Last Captive Red to block that little section, triangle shape in. And then on top of that red, I applied some white dots with the LA Colors Color Craze Energy Source for that. So then to finish up the wedding finger, I dotted in some blue dots on top of the orange, which I used KOKIE Professional's Atlantis At Last that I used earlier and dotted in some dots. And then I wanted the boom to pop as well, and first I decided I want to use a red, but then at the end I didn't feel like it went with the colorway of this nail, so at the end, and I didn't film it, but at the end I used a green to bold up the boom letters, and it works quite fine. You'll see it later when I put a top coat on, but yeah, for now you might see it being red. So hopefully I explained everything for these two nails, and I was done with the index finger and wedding finger. So now I'm gonna go hop over to the thumb. So I wanted to draw like a profile of the face. I took LA Colors Color Craze Circus Black and did like a shape of a profile from the nose and up to the mouth to the neck on this nail. And then this profile I made her like stuck on a sucker. So I did at the bottom some little fingers to represent the fingers holding the sucker stick. So I did that, left a little shape for that. So next I used KOKIE Professional's Atlantis At Last, and I filled in around the whole face with that blue. Then I filled in the lips and like the fingernails with red. What I used was LA Colors Color Craze Captive. And then I filled in the sucker to be a pink sucker, so I used LA Colors Color Last Never Ending. And then the stick color I just made white, which I used LA Colors Color Craze Energy Source to paint that in. And then next I used LA Colors Color Last Energy Green and dotted in some dots on top of that blue. And I wasn't, but I made my decision. I'm glad I did. And I dotted in some dots onto that face, pink dots. And I used LA Colors Color Last Absolute Pink for the dots on that. And pray to the nail gods that I explained everything and in detail and explained what I want to say for all these nails, because believe it or not, I'm done and I want to go ahead and top coat this. And so I use my favorite top coat, and I use Pro FX Quick Dry High Gloss Top Coat, and I put that on every nail. And this is how my nails turned out. You just to dig me out with silver spoons. No, I didn't see it coming. So you guys, you see how it all ended out, and it took forever for me to do. So how do you think, how did you like my comic book pop art graffiti type of nails? I hope you liked it. I hope it's bright enough for you, and it was bright enough for me, and I think I accomplished what I wanted to do with my nails this week. So tell me down below, leave a comment and tell me how you like my nails this week. But before you go down below and subscribe to YouTube channels and hit that great notification bell. And while you're down there, hit the like button if you liked this video. I hope you did, and give me a like because it took forever. Just appreciate the nail art that happened in this video because I did it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you back next week with another nail tutorial. Bye!